Hello, Tim.
Good morning, Peter. We're here in a studio of the BBC's Radiophonic Workshop, and it's here that the electronic music and sounds for the BBC television series Doctor Who are composed and recorded. That music you were just hearing is the signature tune to Doctor Who, and Peter Howell, who is one of the 6 composers who work here, is going to show us how he created and recorded the music.
Well, just in case there's anybody out there who really doesn't know what it looks like or sounds like, this is actually what you see on the programme. Actually, Ron Grainer wrote the original Doctor Who theme, and the producer thought, well, we want to make it a bit brighter and more modern sounding, and so we took Ron Grainer's theme and created a more modern sound. This is the beginning of it.
What did you use to make that sound?
Well, I used this synthesizer here. It's a very modern synthesizer, polyphonic, plays up to 8 notes at a time, and as you can see, there are lots of preset sounds. Take these 2 sounds here, funky 1 and 2. Let's get that chord going, there we are. Now, in order to get the sting effect, which is on the front of the theme music, if we then introduce what they call the ring modulator.
It's changing it.
That's right.
Sound, isn't it?
I don't know whether you recognise it, but it's what they used on the Dalek voices, the ring modulator. There we are. And it's going further and further, and it's now getting more metallic.
Sounds like a Dalek, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's got that aggressive sound to it. Well, that's no good because it hasn't got that sort of sweep on the front. So if we introduce that, the theme.
Sort of whoosh.
That's it.
Thing at
So
the beginning,
we've got to introduce that gradually. Let's see. That's it. Here it comes.
Yes. That's it.
That's it. Now we need to record it onto this multi-track tape machine. In this case on track 1. Let's make sure it's going in. Right, so going to record.
We can see the needle moving, which means that we're recording track number 1 of 16 tracks.
That's it, and we've just recorded the sting, so we've started.
And that's how most records are made, isn't it, these days?
That's quite right, yes. Well, let's get back to the theme and think about one of the 2 sounds that are probably the most recognisable in the theme, the boom-ba-boom sound. So let's try and get that sound. Now we had the sting set. Let's get rid of the sting. Go back to that sort of sound. There we are, almost there. So, now actually for this version of the signature tune, I did a constant bass note like that.
It's a steady pulse.
Right, and you've obviously got to keep that in tempo, so you have to play to some sort of metronome. Well, we use a click track like that off a synthesizer. And that enables you to play along with it and be absolutely certain that you're in time. So
a precise tempo. Yes.
Here we are.
The tune I always think of when anyone mentions Doctor Who is the high-pitched one, the doo-wee-oo.
Oh, yes. Well, that was done on this machine here. It's got the click track on it at the moment, which we heard earlier. So let's get rid of that. Soften the front a bit. Well, obviously you've got to glide between the notes because it doesn't really sound right like that. So we'll put some glide in. Almost there. Add a bit of echo. Let's see what that sounds like. A bit of wobble on the end. That's basically how it was done. The next phrase was done using this box here, which is the vocoder, and this gives out an electronic but voice-like sort of quality. I'll show you what I mean. If you just play a chord or notes on the keyboard here, you can't actually hear them, but you can see that they've got into the box here by the green light being on there. Now, the only way you can let it out of the box, as it were, is to speak into this microphone, and it comes out of the box sounding like your voice.
So your voice releases the note you're playing on the keyboard?
That's right. Look, I'll show you. Here we are. Look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Peter, what's this over here? Looks very old-fashioned to me.
Well, it is rather, but it's a very useful little box. It's a phase unit. It's what I use for the end explosion. Let's just turn it on. Let's get a sound out of this. That was the old sound we had. Right, well, there's a fairly normal explosion, which is coming out of there. If we put it through this box, you'll see that it's got a sort of fireworks sound with it. And although this box actually isn't working very well, in fact it's gone wrong, I think it makes a very good noise anyway. And we never throw anything away at the workshop.
Well, we've seen you using all this electronic equipment, which is all very complicated. Is there anything else you use to create the sounds you're looking for?
Oh, very often we record ourselves banging drain pipes or whirling ashtrays on tabletops and things like that. Anything that can be reduced to a bit of tape and we can work with. I mean, the sound of the TARDIS taking off was actually done with somebody's front door key scraping down a piano string.
For the Doctor Who theme music, you use mainly the synthesizers and electronic equipment.
That's right.
How long did that take you to finish?
Well, it was something like 5.5 weeks, something like that.
Well, thank you very much, Peter.
Pleasure.
Well, let's cut down those 5.5 weeks now to just about a minute and watch Peter Howell as he once more records and creates the theme tune to Doctor Who.
So now you know how they got that modern sound in 1982. Yeah, and as for these modern images, again a reasonable result, wasn't it, from Topaz, Video Enhance, and a few of my other tricks. Apart from replacing the theme tune at the end with a better recording of it, most of my work here was reducing grain and noise to just clean up the BBC's original film. I also employed neat video noise reduction to remove the dust and scratches, as you can see here. But I do like how the AI picks out the feathering in people's hair, but it's also interesting to see how it accentuates the scan lines and pixels from when shows were only intended to be shown on TVs with a resolution of 720 by 576. And now you're watching it at 3840 by 2160 in 4K resolution. I decided to go with the sometimes pixelated end result anyway, because I don't know how to remove it. But also, I think it's interesting to see just how far we've come, which is my cue to go. If you like what we do here at Retro Recipes, please subscribe and support below, and cheerio.
Peter has come to the studio to show us the very latest piece of electronic equipment, a computer that makes music.
And over there, we have the computer section. Now, if I use this pen here and point at page 2, you get page 2 on the screen. Now, I've got a microphone here. Now, all I need to do is call up the next page. So now, if we type in P, M, full stop, P, C, and press that, it'll play it.